Hey y'all, what's up and welcome back to Age 40 Years. My name is Greg and we are back with another review of a product that just recently came out that I'm surprised we got here in South Carolina, quite frankly. My girl Tina hooked me up. I think she got 3 cases of this. I went and bought one. As you can see, we've already done some work on this bottle, okay? Let's be honest here. We're not hiding it. We already have done some work on this. And I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that I've already bought it, or I've already backed it up. So if you are worried about what the review is gonna be about this bottle, stick around and watch. But the fact that I've already backed it up is probably a good indicator of the direction I'm going on this one. Anyway, today my first video was Sagamore product that is not in the blind. So I had Sagamore in a double oak blind. I had it was one that I mentioned tasted like you were walking through a Home Depot lumber aisle. Sagamore is a Maryland distillery that is starting to get their own distillate out. This is a 10-year product, which is awesome that they're able to get their own 10-year product out. You know, I say that. They are getting their own product out, but I look at the back of this. Distilled in Indiana, but bottled by Sagamore Spirit. Transparency is key, right? So I want to get that right. Distilled in Indiana, bottled by Sagamore. So Sagamore is getting their own product out. That part is true. This is not their own distillate. So let's just be clear about that. But it is aged 10 years. Is an MGP product, almost certainly, and quite the age statement from Sagamore. I would also add quite the price point for Sagamore. I paid $60 for this bottle. $60 for a 10-year rye. That is pretty damn good. Now, one thing about this is, let's go through a little bit of the information. So it's a straight rye whiskey, aged for 10 years in new charred oak barrels, of course. Batch 2A, bottle 1580 by BC. Don't know who BC is, but shout out to you, BC. This is a 750. This is a massive bottle, though. I am convinced that if somebody breaks into my house, I am not a gun owner. Or maybe I am. Maybe F around and find out. Just kidding. I'm not a gun owner. But if someone were to break into my house, the first thing, like Thor, that I'm grabbing is this bottle. And I am freaking gonna just absolutely remove you from Earth. So, my point is, heck of a bottle. That thing, you could drop this thing and I would imagine it would take some force to break. But that is my weapon of choice if someone were to break into my house and I had to defend my family. Let's go through a little information here. Careful maturation and thoughtful blending are on display in this 10-year-old straight rye whiskey. After aging our rye in new charred American white oak barrels for at least 10 years, we created this blend that boasts aromas of peach crumble, roasted nuts, and molasses cookie, everybody's favorite. Balancing sweet with spice, this rye whiskey has full flavors of creme brulee, floral honey, and lingering white pepper. Our Sagamore Spirit Reserve series celebrates the legacy of Maryland distilling with an unyielding focus on excellence from start to finish. Our Sagamore Spirit Reserve series celebrates the legacy of Maryland distilling with an unyielding focus on excellence from start to finish. Confused a little bit because then it very clearly states at the bottom, distilled in Indiana. That being said, we're going to go ahead and give it a nice review here. So, Reserve Series, 110.8 proof. That's 55.4 alcohol by volume. 750 milliliter hand bottle, which that's an interesting thing to be proud of, but good job. Aged 10 years, Sagamore rye. Okay, let's go ahead and give it a go. Now, on the nose, you get that spearmint rye flavor or smell, but it's not overwhelming. It's also, I would say the nose of this is not, gotta remember to do this. It's not overwhelmingly great, honestly. But I tend to think of ryes and the noses I've had on them. And I don't know that in general rye whiskeys have the best nose. I think that is a flaw, maybe a fault, I don't know, of the rye whiskey category is the nose. There's not a lot of ryes that I can say I've had them and the nose is the best part, right? So there's plenty of bourbons where you just get into that nose and it's excellent. So just an interesting thought from the mind of Greg, but here we go. Let's try it. The palate is why I back this thing up. That is, what is that flavor? That is like a cakey, doughy flavor that, just bear with me. I'm going on an adventure here. That is like a cakey, doughy flavor that then transitions into that minty spearmint. But what I would say is, you know how, I don't know about you, but when I was growing up, my grandma had in a decanter this green liquid. And every time I was at her house, I was like, what is that? Finally, I picked up the courage to ask her and just be like, hey, Grandma, because it was liquor, right? I knew it was liquor. I knew it wasn't for kids. I was like 17 maybe when I finally said, hey, Grandma, what is that in there? And she said, that's creme de menthe. Do you want some? And I said, I don't know what that is. I don't know what you just said, but yeah, let's give it a go. So I tried it, and it's a after dinner like aperitif, right? You're supposed to drink it after dinner, and it's supposed to be like a calm your stomach type of thing. It's got a little bit of mint flavor, but it's not like completely mint forward. I mean, it's called creme de menthe, so it obviously should have some mint flavor. Follows a dessert, and it's supposed to just kind of be that icing on the cake, right? The pun intended, honestly. So somehow Sagamore has put all of that, ordering a cake, like a bread pudding type of cake. Excuse me, I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, sorry. Like a real like sweet bread pudding. Put that into this bottle, and then found a way to stop it and finish with a little creme de menthe. That is next level right there. Oh. At 110 proof also, what I find is that this bottle really has, that is a great proof point that they've selected for this bottling. You got the age of the 10 years. You can feel that, you can taste that. You've got the proof point that's a little spicy, but not like, bam, hit you in the nose spicy. You've got that awesome palate and an excellent spearmint, like very light spearmint finish that, I gotta be honest, this is great. It's, you know, as I mentioned, I've already done some work on this. I was excited when they said that they got it in. And fortunately, I reached out to them and said, you know, hey, I really like this bottle. Can you hold me another one? Tina's awesome. So is Chuck, so is Scott. They put one in the back. I've got one set aside. I'm working my way through this one, maybe a little faster than I should, just because I keep coming back to it, knowing that I have a backup. But that is an awesome product. It has made a believer out of me, out of Sagamore. Not that I had anything against them, but they were a sourced product for a while. They finally are starting to get their own distillate out again. This is sourced, but what they're doing and what they're blending, as well as their new distillate, I'm trying to find that High Rye Bourbon that they just released. I haven't found it yet. I've heard great things about it. I believe that's their own product. Of course, probably make a fool out of myself. But this thing is awesome. I mean, 10-year product, $60. You can't beat that. So when we get into a review, I'm probably giving this a 9 out of 10. I know I'm generous with reviews. I'm okay with that. There's not a lot of stuff. I'll do this. I will review some stuff that I do not like, just to show you the balance that I have or what some of those things are. Naturally, I'm going to pick stuff that I like to review, particularly if I've had it before. But I'll throw a few in there just to give you an alternate perspective. That being said, this is a 9 out of 10. This is so good. I would like to have this at all times on my shelf. I think if you find it, this is an insta buy and this is a back it up. There is no reason why this thing should not be in your collection. There is no reason why, if you are not a rye drinker, that you shouldn't consider this product. Because as a non-rye drinker, this has such a good introduction at that 10 years, that maturation, that I think you'll say, hey, maybe I actually like rye. And this one, man, it delivers. So I cannot recommend it enough. As I mentioned at the beginning, I've backed it up already. I've drank a fair amount of this one. It's no surprise on where this review lands. The nose, don't let the nose get you. The nose is light. The nose is, it's a rye thing in my opinion. It's all about that palate and finish. I can't tell you why that works that way with a rye, but my goodness, the way this transitions from the nose to what the palate is unlike anything else. So cannot suggest it more. With that, I would tell you, hey, please drink responsibly, and as always, cheers.